Hello everyone, thanks for joining me today as I share my Spellbinders large and small die of the month kit. Finally took the plunge and decided to join their club. I didn't get the kits, I just got the dies because I want to be able to use my stash and dive into that, so I just ordered the dies. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the large die. And these are flower dies, and you can see on the back cover what the design looks like. And they're very large, so you can see. And you have two different style of flowers and leaves. So there's this one, and then this one is a rose die. It's the size of my hand, so very substantial. And then the second one is the cupcake, and these are the June dies. Both of these are, and you get several pieces. You get the frosting, the cupcake liner, a cluster of flowers, a separate flower, individual flower that you can layer on top of those, the candle, and the flame. And these are large as well. So this goes like this. So that's a pretty good sized cupcake that can make an impact on a front of a card. Once again, you get the candle, cluster of flowers, and let's see, I know I'm missing, here we go, here is the other flower, and then the flame. So I'm going to go ahead and share with you the projects that I made. But before I do that, here's a sample of the cupcake used in a project on the back of the packaging. So I'll give you some ideas. Okay, for my first card, I used the cupcake, and this is what my card turned out like. And I'm trying to keep these card projects simple. Hopefully, if you have these, you can recreate these. And on this card, I just used gold cardstock. I used white cardstock and a lavender cardstock from the lavender stack from Michaels, the Best Buy brand. So you have a whole variety of different shades of purple. On the flowers and the icing, I did do some inking to give you a dimension on the images, and I think that turned out super cute. And I used the Tim Holtz word pack and just had the happy birthday to you lined with the lavender cardstock behind. And then down here, so that the cupcake wouldn't just be floating in air, I cut another strip of the lavender cardstock and then a thin strip of the gold. I did emboss a mat for the layering on the front. And then on the inside, kept it simple again, just added a white mat and then used the leftover strip and the extra flower that came with this die here. That I used that on the inside. So that is my first project. Alright, for the large die, my first card, I decided I would use some acetate. So I cut out a window, and that gold cardstock that I used, I just trimmed the die cut a little bit on the edge so I would have a straight edge, and then I butted it up against this corner here on the left. I did run this piece through my Xyron, that way it had adhesive on the back and I didn't have to worry about having glue in areas that would ruin the acetate. On the inside, I added the mat that was left from the cutout of the front on the inside. I used one of my dies and one of the Tim Holtz word pieces again. So you are beautiful, and you can see that from the front. I did cut an additional piece just a little bit smaller than the front frame, and that way I could cover up the acetate and any of the glue strips that I had when I attached the acetate. So that's card number 2. Again, I wanted to use the lavender since I just think this is so pretty and such a spring color. And on this one, I cut out the image, and I got a white piece of cardstock, and I used my Distress inks, and I just added it to the white piece of cardstock, and then I would lift it and add my Distress colors underneath, and then I would lay it back down to see if I had the colors in the places that I was aiming for, and I did that for all the 3 flowers. And then I brought out the greens in the Distress inks and then did the leaves. So I would just lift it, ink a little bit, and then to get the back piece for this image, I just traced around with my pencil, and then I cut inside the line, and then I had a perfect piece to add to the bottom of this intricate top piece. I die cut the happy, and I used a stamp that said birthday, so it's happy birthday. I did use some of the lavender cardstock for the back, and I embossed it with one of my large dies. I only have 2 large dies, which is this chevron piece and then the wood grain, but if you use different colors, you'll get a different look. On the inside, I just added a plain piece of lavender cardstock to coordinate with the front. So these are my 3 items that I made using the Spellbinders Club of the Month for June, the Die Club of the Month for June. And if you want to see more projects with my Spellbinders Die of the Month, make sure you give me a thumbs up on this video. Don't forget, in July I'll be getting my next kit, and hopefully if there's enough interest I will be making more projects. So thanks everybody for watching. Take care.